It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline bling.
That can only mean one thing. I think is it. I love that song. Listen, you can't stop me. I love that song so much. Culinary Hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. 083 9133728. Listen, I finally have a Woman Crush Wednesday. I haven't done this in a while. But while I was posting to my dismay, there was no fudge emoji. I was quite disappointed about that. Yeah. All right, anyway, that's the story for another day. Zola doesn't care anymore. Let's go with a question that came in from Jennifer. And Jennifer asked the following question. If a recipe states add 1 cup of flour but doesn't specify which type of flour, what flour do you use? Great question.
That is a great question. And I think it's safe to assume that whenever they don't say what type of flour, they're talking about cake flour.
Cake
But if
flour.
you bake a bread, try and get bread flour. And if you bake a cake, try and get cake flour.
But I think if you,
Okay,
I
sounds
mean,
very logical.
cake flour is sort of universal in its sort of use. So if they don't specify, they generally mean cake flour. Because if someone wants you to use bread flour, they'll tell you. If someone wants you to use self-raising flour, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you've got the cake wheat flour.
Absolutely. So what happens to me sometimes is when I go shopping and I happen to be in the flour aisle and then an old lady will be like, Zola, help me.
That happened before?
That happens to me. Help me. I can't see the flour I usually use. And I'm like, oh, shame. What flour do you usually use? She says, I usually get just regular cake flour. And I'm like, but all of these are cake flour. But she's confused because it says cake wheat flour.
Yes.
So just the labels on all the cake flours have changed just because of labeling laws, etc.
Right.
And they're all marked with cake wheat flour so that consumers now know that there's wheat in the product.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Fantastic.
whenever you see cake wheat flour, it is the exact same product that you were buying as cake flour before. It's just labeled slightly differently.
Fantastic.
So all the ladies who always ask me, you're still buying the same flour.
And please, may I just, all the ladies, the gentlemen, the children, everyone, if you see Zola out there in the public, please, the first thing you say to her is, Zola, please help me. That's how you greet Zola from now. All right. We got a call from Barry, who called us, I think from Pretoria. We couldn't get him on the line, but Barry, we're going to get your question. Who asked about making tenderized steak? How to make tenderized steak? And I'm assuming by that question he means how to make that steak tender, right?
Right. Well, I mean, you can buy tenderized steak as a product.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually the same thing as minute steak. It's just really finely pounded down, and it's a really thin piece of steak.
Students eat that quite a lot.
Students eat that.
Yeah.
Bachelors eat that.
Yes.
Bachelorettes eat. Do I call myself a bachelorette?
Never before on this show.
It depends. Have the cows already crossed the bridge?
There are no cows in sight. Bachelorette I am.
Everybody, she's a bachelorette. And we know
Zola,
please help me. Are you married?
So you can tenderize your own steak by using a meat mallet.
Yes.
Yeah, and just pounding on the steak a little bit.
Yeah.
If you have a rolling pin as well, that'll help. Or the pestle part of the pestle and mortar.
Yes.
Also, just to smack the steak around a bit and break down those fibers, just to make it a little more tender and quicker to cook.
If you're Zoe, can you use your DIY hammer?
Absolutely, as long
just
as
clean it.
Just make sure you put some plastic on the meat.
The
Right. Because we don't know what
bachelorette hammer.
Zoe, that was for you.
we don't know what Zoe's been using that hammer for. No, like in the DIY. What?
Okay, Culinary Hotline, bling, ting, ting, ting. 0839133728. We'll be back with the ladies, but there's still lots more to come on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Zola Batung.
What?